Uno más. Try YouTube. And nope. YouTube's fine. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to restart my PC. Fuck. What a great fucking start. Yeah, it's eating my shit alive. Alright. Turn the game off. Wait, now the OBS is acting normally. Let's turn the game back on, see what happens. It didn't like it, Timmy. Yeah, it was causing rendering issues. Alright. Stable right now. Continuing. This is some horseshit, man. It was working just fine yesterday. Another thing I did was I re-optimized the CPU. You might not like it. Son of a bitch. Alright, so far so good. So far so bueno. You know what? It was... Nope. No, something's eating shit. As soon as the game starts. Let's see. Maybe. Where's the reflection? Is that what it is? No way. Let's go back. Oh my god, that's what it was. It's the reflection scaling. No way. No way. The reflections on the chrome? That's what was causing the issue. I'm over here blaming the OBS. Fuck both of them. Damn it. Could be YouTube. Supposed to be public. When it does that shit. Back, green, 9. 20 there. Hey, why didn't you change? Motherfucker. Stop it. There, it should be showing up on YouTube now. What kind of shit is this? Oh, it's just not a good day today. There, YouTube is now going. A little bit of a lag, but that's okay. Can deal with that. Alright. So good. So far, so good. And what else do I need to do? That's done, that's done. Kickstream, you're working just fine. Yeah, boy! We figured it out. We figured it out, dude. Now we just got a bunch of shit to fucking delete. I don't want to see any evidence. None. 9. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'll work. Yeah, boy. And now we're working. One more thing. What's on your mind, Sicko? Thumbnail. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We all done? All right. All right, let's get to work. Get to work. What can we do now? Let's stretch our legs out for a little bit. Let's do a little bit of a job. Do a little job. A little jobby job. Freight market. We are in Abilene. What do we got? Circuit breakers. Going to Yuma. A little far. That's really far. Going to make a short hop. Little itty bitty hop. Okay, let's try distance. Dude, that's the opposite. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. We gotta warm up anyways. Yeah, radio. Where's radio? Alright, do we want some country music? That's some country music. That a little loud? There we go. Let's go. Do we need fuel? We sure do. Let's get some fuel. Oh, she's raining too. She's raining. Turn off, dude. Fill her up. Keep going. Tanker's full. Get back in the car. Get back in the car, goddammit. All right. Let's get the flock out of here. Cars coming? Nope. Really, dude? One way to break a tranny. Coming? Oh my god. Yeah, my clutch pedal started to go out. Yeah, see, it's not reading it. I got to run away, dude. Fuck you. Oh, come on, Clutchy. Wait, are we going straight? Well, get on the freeway, sucker. Get me on the freeway. Game's looking pretty damn good, isn't it? I still haven't applied the shaders on it. Make her look pretty. See, now the PC's purring along. Just as intended. Alright, let's pick up her job. Let's enter. What you got for me? Hey, different loads. You didn't tell me that last time. I'll take the circuit breakers. I don't have to go back to Yuma. That's my home base. Don't need to go there. Just... we'll take them. Alright. Where's the part? Where's the load? Oh, there you are. I see you, sucker. Get the load. So, dickhead. Oh, there. I thought that was the one in front of the... oh, my God. It's alright. I haven't had a full coffee yet. Alright, let's lower the fifth wheel just a tad. Just a tad, tad-a-rooney. That's the governor. Alright, sweet. Bring her back up. Tappy tap. You're kidding. You can't be that sensitive. That's exactly where we need it. There we go. See? Fucker. Be a light load, so it's gonna be pretty quick here. Go pretty quick here. level are we on? Let's see. Sounds like level 1. That should be level 2. That's level 3. Go ahead, bugger. Really? They sound all exaggerated. Come on, big boy. I got to do something here. Back to Twitch. Alright. Whee! Come on, time is money. Money is time, Stink Creek. I should get a tramp stamp that says that. Stink Creek. Man, 95 miles an hour ain't nothing. There's 100. Get her done, boys. Oh, had a big dumbass. Come on. Whoa! That completely lost control. That was a snowy noon. That was one of the reshaders. It locked me out of the controls, like taking the key out. I have the the Jake brake level selector on that button. Eights. Whoa. Get out of my way, dude. That's what you get. You didn't want to move. Sucker. Oh my God, the fucking clutch. The clutch. What happened is it started going bad last year on the throttle. And they don't make these potentiometers for the G27 anymore. So I took it out of the clutch and put it in the throttle. So now the trouble has transferred to the clutch. Some bitch. That left mirror looks wonky. Like there's a fold and space-time continuum in the center of it. Should I put her on the 80s? Let's see. Doesn't sound like the 80s. Look at this son of a bitch. Must be from Seattle. Stupid. Goddamn Washington apples. That's one thing that's missing from this game is a properly working pro shifting, what we also call floating the gears option. One that's actually accurate. Because what you can do, you can pre-select a gear, which is usually what you do for your splits. Like let's say I want to go to 17. I can put it on 17 now and it won't do anything until I press the clutch. See? And go back to 18, press the clutch again, and it goes. what we call high split. But in real life, if you didn't care about maintenance on your truck, you wouldn't use the clutch at all. You would just have to speed match. Speed matching is, you would have to get to know your truck. Knowing the RPM and the speed of the truck is supposed to be in a particular gear. Because the transmission is non-synchronous. It's not like a normal car. Normal cars have synchronous transmissions where speed matching is not an issue. That's the reason why you can go 60 miles an hour at 7,000 RPM or 2,000 RPM. It doesn't matter. You can still shift in and out of it. But on our split shaft transmissions, like on the semis, each gear has a specific speed. Otherwise, the gears are going to grind. I gotta take this put it on my coffee. Now, some of you that are watching me like, I'm looking at your feed and I can see that you're pressing the clutch twice. Why are you doing that? That's called double clutching. So what you do is you clutch in once to get it out of gear, and then one more time to get it in gear. One time to get it out of gear, another time to get it in gear. In the older transmissions, like pre-1980s, it was a requirement to do that. Because otherwise you'd be grinding gears all day long. You can still float those transmissions, but they were a bit more sensitive back then. Nowadays you do it just to kind of increase the intervals of maintenance in your transmission. Or you can just float the gears. Or pro shifting. That's when you don't use the transmission at all. But this game doesn't have that option. Or it's just me and I don't know how to do it on the game. That makes sense? That makes sense? Okay. I've always liked running 18-speed Edens. That's what I always drove. That's what I always liked. Options are good. Now when you're driving CAT engines and some Cummins like the M14 that I'm driving now, they have a specific RPM range you want to keep within. So what you want to do, you want to compounding in the game is basically jumping 2 gears. Okay? In order for you to do that, you want to reduce speed or increase speed by 1,000 RPM. Oh, sorry. In this game, it's 500. Now, if you want to split, those are 250. In splitting, you're basically hitting every gate. Now, this is the M14 high torque, high horsepower motor. 1500 RPM is the nominal max RPM for fuel mileage. So right now, if I want to shift, I should be shifting right now to 18. And see how it's going to drop 250 RPM? That's a split. So when you're splitting, when you're going, let's say I had a split button here on my thumb, you would change it every 250 RPM. Right now I'm going to compound, get the car out of the way, to 16 because I dropped 500 RPM. Now right there I'm going to split to 15. Try to keep it around 1500 RPM. Best fuel mileage, best torque. And then now I compounded at 16. Actually on this, 16 would be split high. So the compound would be 17 low, which is in real life would be 8 low. Really? Out of my way. So real life right now would be on 8 low. Then we will, now let's say I want to overpass, then you go up to like 1750. And that gives you full power, full torque. So see, now I'm in 8 high, which is the last gear on an 18 speed. Fooling around with the cabin physics to make it seem more natural, more realistic. When the cab moves, it shouldn't be turning the tractor, but in the game it does. Because usually most cabins are free floating. They have their own suspension, especially trucks like Volvos. Volvos, they have a full air ride suspension around the cabin. Basically, it's floating on top of the frame. Peterbilt, it is an option, but for the most part, it's got a hinge and it's got bump stops in the back that are usually airbags. This is a Peterbilt, but it's acting like a Volvo as far as the cabin physics go. To me, the Peterbilts and the Kentworths have the better cabin suspension as far as feeling the road. Where with Volvo, since the cabin is mostly disconnected from the frame, you don't have a lot of feedback. So you actually don't know what your Volvo is doing, especially if your load is shifting. It'd be hard for you to feel it. Where on a Peterbilt and the Kenny, you can actually feel the load shifting on your trailer, especially for heavy haul. You want to feel what your trailer is doing. That's why you don't see a whole lot of Volvos doing heavy haul. It's usually Western Stars, Kennys, Peterbilts. Max, not really familiar with the Mack trucks, but from what I've seen, they're usually a lot of logging. Those guys run heavy too. Get this fucking spoon out of here. Oh, come on. That's booty. That's one thing that's hard to get used to in this game is stupid GPS. right now I'm going to select a range. I'm going to go back down. Too low. I missed the gear shift. So on most transmissions, you have a low range and a high range. But in the game, there's 3 ranges: low, mid, and high. So right now I'm in mid-range, which doesn't really exist in real life. So right now I'm in-game 9th speed, but in reality, that would basically be, I think, 3 high. No, 4 high. Yeah, it'd be 4 high. Or 5 low. Somewhere around there. But right now I just put it on long range. And I just compounded. Completely skipped 4th. Now I'm on mid-range. Compounding to 9. Because I got plenty of power, compounded to 11. Split to 12. Now going to high range. Now I'm in 13th. Now when you're hitting the brakes, it's... See? Stupid clutch. When you're hitting the brakes, since they're air brakes, it's common practice that if you're going to hit the brakes, you want to reduce 5 miles an hour. 5 mph every time you hit the brakes. Because you don't want to feather it, because you can hear you're losing air. And if I can point it, see right here? No. Right there. See in the center? Those are your air gauges. Right now I'm running in red, so you gotta let it build up again. You can do that by increasing RPM. See how the gauge is going up? That's the reason when you hit the air brakes, it's common practice to go down 5 miles an hour. That way you get the most out of your air. Because if you run out of air, the way the systems operate, they'll actually lock up the brakes. So you don't want to run out of air, especially on the trailers. If they run out of air, you lose the trailer brakes and they actually lock up. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-select mid-range so I can go to 11th when I make that turn. I'll compound. Compound is when you're in real life, when you're changing from one gate to another. So when you're going from bleep and then to another one. See, that's a compound. That's another compound. A split is just when you're splitting that gear. And normally in real life, you don't want to shift when you're turning. That's another pro tip. Turn off the jake brake. You always want to keep her in gear when you're stopped. It's not like a regular car. You want to keep it in neutral. Oh, my left leg, I want to give it a rest. No. It's actually law that you got to keep it in gear. So coasting and trucking is not a good thing. It's a good way to get a ticket. So here's food for thought. Why would they give you so many gears if you're not going to be in one? So always stay in gear. And try not to ride your clutch. Especially if you're like a novice trying to learn how to float gears. You'll forget to press the clutch in because you're concentrating on floating gears. Remember, floating gears, you're not using the clutch. And speaking of clutching, okay, I'm gonna put her neutral. In semis, most semis with the Eden Fullers or splicers, there's something called a clutch brake. Okay, a clutch brake is when you engage the clutch all the way down, and actually what it does, it disengages the clutch from the motor. That way the tranny cannot spin whatsoever. And that's the time when you go into low gear. And usually in real life it's to the left and down. That's usually your low gears. Okay? So it keeps you from grinding when you're stopped. Otherwise, normal driving when you're using the clutch, you only go about a quarter to the halfway down. You do not want to engage that clutch brake when you're actually driving because you'll actually hear it go. So what you're grinding is that clutch brake. And when you go buy yourself a used truck, that's one of the first things to check. Because novice truckers will fuck up that clutch brake by going all the way down, especially if they're hitting the brakes and they're used to driving a car. They'll press the brake and the clutch all the way down as they're trying to slow down rapidly. And that's usually when they destroy the clutch brakes. And also, if you need to slow down rapidly and don't want to get into a collision, just hit the brake. Okay? Especially if you have a jake brake on it. If you press in the clutch, that disengages the jake brake. It disables it. So you lose that major factor in braking by putting the clutch all the way down, and you're damaging your clutch brake. So if you need to slow down rapidly, just hit the brake. You hit it hard. Okay? But leave the clutch alone. Who cares if you're not in the right gear? Let's say you're going from 35 miles an hour down to 15 because you're coming to a stoplight and didn't realize there's people that are stopped. Just step on the brake and leave the clutch out. It's faster to actually hit the jake brake than it is to do everything else, shift gears and hitting the trailer brake, which is usually right here. On Volvos, it's up on the dash. So, food for thought. Where's our parking? Over there. Now, trucks, when you're in first gear or in second compound or in third compound, you have plenty of torque or you don't need to press the throttle. That's what helps with going uphill, especially if you're stopped at an incline, let's say at a stoplight. Do I have any room over here? Oh, I got plenty. The fuck was I talking about? Oh shit, I'm out of room. What the fuck? Oh, we'll get her done. Oh, you got enough torque in your truck where you don't have to feather the throttle like you would in a car to get it going. So get used to just using the clutch. Hang up, let's see. Step out. Well, that's gonna be kind of tricky. That's all right. Yeah, we'll get it in there. Let's keep her locked. Man, can't see shit with the lights on. Let's get in this little pocket. Gotta turn the lights back on. Can't see shit. See what I mean? Watch when I turn off the lights and you can see the mirrors. Especially this one. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get the truck that way. Now the thing is, in game, the whole clutch torque is not present. I'm actually using a mod to kind of simulate it, and it's still wrong. With the amount of power I have in this truck, I shouldn't have to press the clutch at all for the first 3 gears. God, this music sucks. Go back to country. Alright, so where are we? See, realistically, I would have backed up into it. But since I wasn't paying attention, hey, wrong one. Get back in. There you go. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. You know what? Let's do it the right way. Let's do it the correct way. Just go back a couple of minutes. 8:05. What time is it right now? 8:09. Go back to 8 o'clock. that it? Yeah, boy. All right, sweet. All right, so ideally, I'm going to back up into it. You're going to be doing it on your visual side, which is your left side. The blind would be on your right side. Right now we'll go into our blind. Just so we can straighten out. Bring it out some more. There you go. Going. It's kind of hard to tell when you're not. Okay, let's straighten her out. Oh, I know exactly where I'm at. Kind of hard to tell on a video game. But you want to be straight. Make sure that trailer is straight. There we go. All right, now we're ready. Now it's on my good side. I can see in that mirror. Then at the end with the stupid lights, you know, I can see everything. Fucking dumb. Dumb. Turning her. Let's see if we get the right angle because I can't see shit on this side because of my stupid stack. Hell yeah. Hard. I'll straighten her out. There's a little angle that you can see on the mirror. See that? Look at that. Okay, let's straighten out. Let's be professionals here. I can't see shit. My mirrors. Look at that. All one shot. It's exactly what you want. Let's see what we look like. Look at that. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. Back her up a little bit more. Hey, hey. There you go. We're all set. Look at that. Right in there. Perfect. Yeah, that first go around was just me yammering on about fucking clutch brakes and shit. But we're good right there. We are good. Level 55. Alright, let's give her a save. Now, what I wanted to do, I want to try the CDL classes on this game, see how accurate they are. So we'll back out. Go to title screen. I have yet to try them. Haven't tried them yet. So one of the options they put in, I think last year, was go through the CDL process. We'll see how accurate it is. We'll go to Driver Academy. No, I haven't tried it out yet. I don't know what to expect. I just figured I'd give her a try, see what it looked like. Driving Academy is not intended to replace in-cabin training. Duh. Strongly recommends taking down instruction from an accredited truck training institution before attempting to operate a truck in real life. Hi. All right. Trucking basics. Before you drive, get your shit right. Already, it's already not right. This whole thing right here needs to be replaced by something called cola. So when you get your pre-inspection on, before you even jump in the cabin, you want to check your tires, check for anything that's loose or broken, make sure everything is intact and proper working operating order. Your lights, your tires, make sure your tires are properly inflated, make sure the fifth wheel is greased, make sure the hoses are in good condition, make sure the airbags are in good condition, not leaking. Your brakes are not leaking. The oil hubs are not leaking. Make sure they're at a proper level. Check the oil. You know, all the good stuff. Make sure that the truck body is not cracked or broken where pieces can fly off when you're driving. Stuff like that. that is way more important than your seat and steering wheel position. That's done way after. Now, I forgot what that cola actually means. Actually, let me look it up. I got my CDL when I was 18. That was 32 years ago. I'm not going to remember what cola means. So cola is check air pressure. Well, duh. But off engine, on key, low air warning, and air valve popper. So cola, what they're saying, is for your airbags. So basically, the air pressure in your brakes, you want to be above 120. And the governors, that's when you hear when the truck is idling or going down the road at a steady speed, you hear that psh. That's the governor stopping the air compressor from building more pressure. That usually happens at 140 to 150 psi. I don't know what that is in non-freedom units. But you want to be around 120 to 150 psi. Now remember I was telling you, be conservative with your brake pedal or your brake pedal and not use it too much, because every time you use the brake pedal, that pressure gauge goes down. If it goes past 120, let's say below 120, it'll turn on the air compressor to build pressure back up. But if you're still using the brake, it's still going to be wasting more air than it's building. That's why on downhill grades, you can want to be really careful with that, because that's when you lose your brakes. That's why they have the runaway ramps. Because it's usually because they're in the wrong gear and they got to use the brakes more than anything else. And you lose your brakes, and it's supposed to lock up, but at a high speed, they'll actually break. It'll break the brake shoes, and now you have no brakes whatsoever. Or they'll heat up so much that you now have something called brake fade. No matter how hard you press the brake and those shoes come out, no matter how much pressure you're putting on them, they won't do anything because everything's so freaking hot. It just expands. So basically making your brakes inoperable. So that's what the cola, but we in the real world, the cola and the pre-trip inspection is basically the same. It's all one thing. Check your windshield. Then once you jump into the cabin, then you'll check the operation, turn on the engine, make sure that you build air pressure, make sure all the gauges are working, make sure none of the idiot lights are on. So we'll see from here. Okay, so before you drive, what do you want us to do? Now, I'm not moving my shit because I already have it set. If I'm using my own truck, they'll probably give me another one. Yeah, they're going to give me a standard truck, so I am going to have to move it. Continue. I'm not even reading it. Now, I do have a mod on this game that gives you more of a realistic field of view on the mirrors. I don't know how it's going to affect it here. But the mirrors are all fucked up. It's just a driver. Okay, address the seat. So here. Okay. You big dum-dums out there with the fucking super truckers that like to sit on the floor. Get out of here. Supposed to be professionals. Yeah, what they'll do is that they'll buy seats that don't have the air suspension underneath, and they'll bolt them directly to the floor, which puts them down lower, and they can barely see over the dashboard because they think it looks cool when their head is barely popping out of the side of the door. Now, the real downside is that they no longer have the air suspension underneath their seat, so they're feeling everything from the truck going right up their ass. But I guess you like things up your ass, you want to sit on the floor. So don't do that. You don't want to be too high because then it gets kind of wonky. Looks kind of... It's like now you can't see the street lights, you can't see traffic signs, you can't see the street names. So that looks pretty good right there. Now FOV, that's more for the game. I use a 55-inch monitor, 3 feet away from it. 73 degrees is pretty good. So I'll leave it there. Now if you want to decrease, let's say you're using a 27-inch monitor. So let's say you're really close to your monitor. Like if I had this screen like maybe a foot away from my face, then yeah, I want to go all the way down. But if you have a normal setup like a 27-inch monitor right in front of you, 80 degrees is pretty normal. The only problem with going up on the FOV, you get a kind of like a fisheye effect. See how it starts fishing? And not only that, it puts extra strain on your GPU because now it's got to render more graphics than it needs to. Now, some people that I've seen on stream that play ATS, they will go this far so they can see both mirrors and not use the simulated mirrors, which are the ones on F2. If you press F2, you can turn them on and off. I'll go back to 73 where I was. That looks pretty good to me. Actually, was it shorter? I'm looking at my OBS, what it looked like before. Go a little higher, so my... That way my little hula girls are correct. You know what? My hula girls fucking went out of whack. Don't worry. I'm still here. Yep, there we go. Did you fix the hula girls? Nope. Damn you. Let's try that again. Nope. Little hula girls are wonky. Shit. Fix them. Mm-hmm. What the hell, hula? My hula's broke. Oh well, fuck it. This is the eye tilt. That's your own personal preference. You know what I can do that. See position down. Look up. That helps with seeing the traffic signs. All right. Pan is moving the head this way.
Hohan from the Promised Land is now following on Twitch.
Hohan, how you doing? Hohan from the Promised Land. Welcome, welcome. So the panning will put your left and right on the dashboard like parallel to it. I use it to straighten out the steering wheel on my scenes for the OBS, but it's at your preference. Leave that there. This one, of course, is rotating your head left and right like in real life. So you'll be able to go like this, like this. A lot of crap. Steering wheel is more for, you can see if you want to see the gauges or not. See, like right there, if you go too far, you start covering your fuel gauges and your main air pressure for the brakes. Then, of course, you got steering wheel tilt. Same thing. All right, we're done with that shit. Just in the mirrors. Right now, we're looking at the stacks. Let's fix it. And like I said, I have a mod that gives you more of a realistic field of view. So basically what you want to do in real life, we try to point our mirrors where you can see the drives. Just a little bit. That way when you're backing up into your trailer, you know exactly where your fifth wheel's at. So there's our left. We'll do the same thing to our right. Just want to see the edges of your last drive wheels in the back. Because if you go too high so you can see the top of your trailer, like a lot of people like to do so they don't hit overpasses, then you can't see your drives. So when you're backing up, you have no idea where your fifth wheel's at. See, Hohan knows about sitting on the floor. I could never get into that. I got a sensitive ass. I like my air suspension. Now the convex, that gives you a much wider field of view. That way you can see the cars next to you. I'm assuming that's why they put the Jeep there. So basically it's to cover a lot of your blind spots. You want to see that car too? No. Doesn't cover all of your blind spots, but that's why you got the mirrors up in the front. So you got your hood left. Yeah, this is more if somebody's running across your, like right where your air filter's at, usually like motorcyclists and stuff. That's what you'd be paying attention to. That's what those are for. All right. Good deal. Yeah, once you reach a certain age, you get those hemorrhoids. You want to reduce it as much as you can. Especially when you're doing OTR and all you're eating is fucking gas station food. And the UI mirrors, you want to fix those too. Now the mod that I'm using, the mirrors don't match from the UI mirrors to the rail mirrors. They don't line up correctly. So I have to readjust these. Not that one. Dude. One of the right mirror, fucker. It won't let me. Oh, well. I want to be able to see my drives on that right here. But it's not letting me play with them. Okay, that's done. Visibility check. Okay, yeah, you're see there. See there. Your UI mirrors. Yeah, same thing with construction. When you're on site, man, you're lunch truck. You're doing the roach coach. I don't envy you, brother. I'd rather have some hamburgers from AM, PM, Harco than fucking some of those roach coaches out there. That should be done. Pre-dry what? I did it already. What the fuck? Take one look around, yeah. Uh-huh. What am I supposed to do? Oh, there we go. Next scenario. I was addicted to those 7-Eleven pizzas there for a while. Must have gained like 10 pounds in a few months. Dude, I was so bloated. I had to buy those the pine tree fucking cabin smell-aways because I was farting in it so much. Okay. I didn't think it was going to be this in-depth. Looking where you're going is the core foundation of safe and professional driving. The current seating position does not suit you. That's all done. Okay. Look outside the vehicle. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Cheater. Pretend like you have a drone. I'd never use that. Huh? Cheat. Yeah, cheater. Yeah, just doing that driving academy and see how accurate it is. But I mentioned earlier that I got my CDO when I was 18, damn near 32 years ago. Haven't been to school since. Okay, that's all done. Ah, fuck it. We'll do it some other day. I'm already bored. I'm pretty sure you are too. Get back to driving. Finish it later. Continue career. Yep. Double drops, buddy. Double drops. 9 axles. So 100,000 pound and above. I was a millwright, so a lot of the equipment I had to deliver myself. So mostly heavy haul super load. Yeah, California has them. So basically you got a double drop and then plus you have a donkey trailer up in the back. We call those 9 axles. We'll see if we can pick up a 9 axle load here. So we'll look for a job. Let's see. Are there any 9 axles? Here's a 5 axle. The cotton harvester. No 9s. So let's see. We'll go back and go to my company, go to trailer manager. Go. They out there? There we go. That's a 9 axle. Yes, sir. West Coast. I'm in SoCal right now. They got 9 axles. Good up to 150 ton. See what kind of jobs are around. We go to somewhere else. Let's see, we're here. We go to Clovis. What do they have? Huh. They got this refrigeration unit here. Not too bad. What else they have? Yeah, as far as that 9 axle goes, it's not entirely accurate, but it's the best thing they have in here. Let's see. Where were we? What's that? Trailer manager. My triples. No. There we go. It won't let me zoom in. I don't know if I could buy another one. Let's see. Trailer purchase. Fleet. There you go. That has a better picture. The custom. I mean, their representation of it is actually pretty good. I don't know why it's got 2 kingpins, but not too bad. Now, I worked for myself, so I would haul the equipment around, then install it. I go pick it up from the manufacturer and then install it at the customer. Yeah, aside from the double pins, I don't know why they have that. Oh, they didn't want to remodel it. So what they did, they put in an extension. You got the 2 pairs of glad hands here. That was kind of weird. At least they got the hydraulics for dropping the load bed. Sweet. Yeah, this is a modded trailer as well. But most of the modders out there, I doubt were real truckers. But I love this game. I think these guys are, I'm not sure, but I think they're Polish or something like that. I don't know. They did a pretty good job with the game. And apparently with the new update coming out, the 1.58, might even have some coaches. Yeah, flipnicks are pretty nice too. Never got to use one. No. My truck had 5-foot spreads. This right here is your standard 4. So these are your 35,000 pound axles. Mine had 70,000 pound axles. But the minimum was a 5-foot spread. This would be too short for an actual heavy haul truck. You gotta pick a load. Ooh. That's right, picking a load. Picked a load. I don't want to go into California. Fuck this place. You know, let's drive to Wyoming. What do we got? We got forklifts. You know what? Let's go into Texas. I need to buy a garage in here. So let's do that one. Okay, so where are we going? Map. So we're going to Venture. That's where we're going to pick up a load. All right, sweet. Can't see shit with the lights. There we go. I'm using the Brutal Realistics mod, and for some reason it gets real dark. Back on, there we go. incoming ad. 30 seconds. Fucking Twitch. Really need to get my clutch fixed. Yeah, we'll wait. It's a lonely night. I forgot our music. Keep forgetting which hotkey is for the radio. So I guess it's straight ahead, or is it to the right? It's to the right. Freight market. I'm gonna pick up the glass. Take the job. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Lower the fifth wheel a little bit because it's so freaking sensitive. Alright, raise the fifth wheel. Back it up some more. There we go. Hopefully you got. There it is. Yeah, I have a mod on here for realistic hookup. You have to be right on the money to get it right in the kingpin. Get it right in the fifth wheel. Alright, so this glass, so we don't have to worry about weight. close enough call. To the middle. Never mind. Already got a red light. Just my luck. So we're making a right. Let's go, bro. That's another mod that I have in here is realistic traffic light time. Because the vanilla traffic lights is like 10 seconds. I mean, it's nice when you're on the go, but when there's traffic, especially if you're using a traffic mod, you'll never get through. Really, clutch? So I have an issue with the clutch pedal. I explained this a little earlier, but the potentiometer on the throttle was going bad, and I can't find any parts for the Logitech G27 anymore. So all I did was transfer that pot to the clutch. So now the problem transferred over. Sometimes it works. It works most of the time, but sometimes there's a flat spot in it where it doesn't work. And I've been playing with the in-game adjustments to get that dead zone correct, so it'll work. And the reason why it's not on the brake is because that bad pot is like at 30%. It's stuck at 30%. So if I put it on the brake or the throttle, it's as if I'm pressing on it 30%. It's working for the clutch right now, so it's fine there. It just has little issues, like where it won't register the clutch. I mean, it's kind of realistic. Gives it a little bit more immersion. Especially if you buy a used truck and whoever had it before you didn't know what a clutch brake was. No, I'm not trying to get the diffs locked. Really? I see they're showing signs of some of the coaches already. Sweet. I asked him for a coach mod. It looks like they're coming through. Not that I had any involvement in that, but it was a request that I kept asking year after year that they would put coaches in the game. Not that I had anything to do with it, but it's nice that they're putting them in. Be nice to have a marathon or an emerald prevo with everything functional like slide outs and whatnot. Be nice to have them in game. Make this game so much more relaxing, pretending like you're going on vacation. That'd be fucking cool. Actually, I'm very partial to mule coaches. That's going to be our next home. Get a nice mule 45-foot coach. But we'll settle for like a marathon dynasty or something like that. Hell yeah. Bleep, 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 bleep. Please pull in. Yes, boss. Be right in there. See what I mean? I just hit the flat spot. Where's the way station? There was no way station there. You lied to me. Let's see. Oh shit, there was. Oops. Uh-oh. My bad. I'll make a U-turn like everybody else does. With the no-name givens. I'll give a no-name given U-turn. wish the mod for this truck had a compatible Jake brake, like a straight pipe Jake brake. But this is the Pinga paid mod. And it doesn't have it. So I'm stuck with the stock Cummins Jake brake. Here real quick. You know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity. Go to the toilet. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. All right. Back. I wish I could adjust the exposure on the nighttime because it's too freaking dark. It kind of washes out the tail lights too. It sucks. If I turn off the lights, they actually look pretty realistic. Pretty nice. Turn on the lights, everything gets washed out. That's more to do with the mod than the game. I think I have a 60s channel one too. Let's see. Oh, heavy rock. I think the 60s channel is not working. Get T-boned. Seems like in this game I drive a lot more at night than I do anything else. Which is fine, because that's how I used to do it in real life too. Anytime you got overload, wide load, or just in general heavy loads, you normally do them at nighttime with your pilots, with your whole pilot crew. But we normally try to do it right around full moon time so we can get all the light we can get. Right now, in game, it looks like it's a new moon. See what I mean with the stupid GPS? It comes up too soon. Heavy haul, we definitely stop by the railroad track. That's just protocol. They've come a long way with this game since it came out in 2016. The game before that was, I think it was 18 Wheels of Steel. That game was fun. Definitely wasn't realistic. That's one thing about trucking too. You don't want to compound your gears when you're in an intersection. Quick way to get in trouble. Just pick a gear and roll with it. Got pretty fair straightaway. Give it all the Italian tune-up. Let's clear out those valves. Let her eat. That was a short tune-up. Move, copper. You're in my way. Thank you much. Appreciate it. Although you do suck as a pilot. Never want to see you in my crew again. I knew it. It was telling me to go on that intersection or that interchange. And see, I took out a fucking Ford Focus. Well, that's what he gets for trying to cut me off. Not my trailer. Asshole. Baby. this turn got us in trouble last time, so I didn't want to take it. Bunch of cars ran into my trailer. California roller. Why do you do that? And it's always 7 and 8. Alright, we're gonna do a blind alley duck. Well, not alley duck, but we'll do a blind dog leg. Easy peasy. Piece of cake. This is the only other camera view that I use. The mirrors are still not right. Direction. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Talk this on the queen. Give her a little bit more. Taxi sono qui. Straighten around, that should be it. Very nice. straighten her out. You gotta be professional about it. There we go. Now what the vanilla mirror is, this sucks. Oh, come on, my guy. There you go. That'll get her done. Right in there. Right in there. That'll work. Let's see what kind of jobs are around. If not, we'll go on to another game. We got a heavy haul in El Paso. No heavy haul. Nope. No heavy haul. Damn you. All right. We'll leave it there. Play another game. Save this game. Or we can practice some of the gnarlier parking jobs. Yeah, this last one I did last week, it was stupid. That's why it's called the stupid drop-off. It was so dumb. I like this one. The hard reload. That was a underground tank. The problem is that the trailer is glitched. So any little bumps on the asphalt, trailer go flying. Like Superman. We'll leave it for when we do the stupid instruction. I want to do some racing. Let's do some racing. Get out of here. Quit. Get some racing done.